Time now for the Pig and the Hen. Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show. Fair play.
Right, listen,
anyway, you're talking a lot of cod over there, mate.
Elon
Nothing's
Musk,
actually
right?
come out of your bloody mouth yet.
Do you like Elon Musk? Right? I
think he's
Elon
a very
Musk earlier,
strange character,
the podcast.
but I do like him. I think he's a visionary. I think he is a true entrepreneur. I think he's very intelligent, very influential man. Yeah, so I rate him.
Okay. For me, I'm not going to form an opinion on him right now because I'm not sure about what I see and what I really think about him. But do you know that there was a time where he was going through saying that he didn't agree with putting chips in human beings, and then he made a complete 360 on it, or 180, sorry. He made a 180 on that statement, and now he is promoting putting chips in people's heads where it actually basically kind of connects with your brain. And
symbiosis, I believe it's called.
Have you heard about this?
I have, mate, yes. And he's supposedly made some pretty important breakthroughs recently. But I think that's the future, though, Hen. Like, fair enough. People can change their opinions.
The future is, do you know what it is? The future is that you have to have this chip in your head to even be able to buy stuff and sell stuff and just go about your daily life. Did you know that's going to be the case?
That's not going to be the case. You're not going to have to have it. You're not going to have to have it, I don't think.
No, but slowly it will.
Well, maybe in hundreds of years' time. Maybe in hundreds of years' time. But this isn't going to happen
not
anytime
hundreds of years'
soon,
time.
mate.
We're looking in the next decade.
No, that's not going to happen. You're not going to. No, okay, that might happen where people are wearing chips so they can buy things or use their wireless bloody chip in their wrist to buy whatever it may be. But you're not going to. It's not going to be a requirement that soon. Maybe in 100 years it might be a requirement because actually living it. That's probably the next stage for human evolution is symbiosis with technology, where we're actually using technology chips in us, whether it's in our brains, linked into your hypothalamus or whatever, so you can even feel things differently. Who knows? But the point is, like, you might actually at one point benefit significantly from using, like a augmented reality chip within your brain, which gives you more information. You can see further, you can see sharper, you can hear better, you can do all these things.
Absolutely disgusts me. The whole idea of this absolutely disgusts me because you, as my friend, you're sat there saying this could be brilliant for humankind.
Could be, yeah. Could be the next step of evolution for us.
Information quicker. I mean, do you know what? Even though I use my phone regularly, I use my phone to do the Pig and the Hen Show, etc., etc. And we all got so used to using our phone. But when I go out and about, I go on the bus, I go on the metro, the tube system out here. Everybody's on their phone. Nobody talks to each other anymore. Everybody's just into their phone. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying that's a problem. Society has changed. But if you actually look into what these mainstream, if you could call them mainstream, conspiracy theorists are talking about, it's scary that slowly we are getting watered down to the effect where we're so reliant on our handheld devices, our mobile phones, etc. We're waiting for 5G to come out. I'll talk about that on another podcast. But we'll get to that stage where we don't even need phones anymore. We just put a fucking chip on our head. Don't need a phone. You can just see through your eyes whatever information you want to access. You've got it all in your head. But I think people are forgetting the fact that once you go down that road, you're putting your soul, your human soul, into other people's hands. Because bottom line, you've got something stuck in your head where you don't know who's got control over that. You don't know what that means. And suddenly, one day, bang, you've got Skynet. You've got fucking Terminator. Or whatever crazy science fiction movie you've seen becomes reality, where that thing in your head that you thought brilliant, I can watch Pornhub as much as I want just by thinking about it. Suddenly, you're not even in control of what the fuck you're doing anymore. Yeah. And that is the scary thing. And please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that is where society's going.
Dude, do you know what? Just created the best sci-fi story I've ever heard in my life. Like, we need to write this down on a bit of paper, mate. Probably shouldn't have done it on the pig in the head. But basically, yeah, it's the future. Everyone gets these augmented reality chips put into their brain, which makes them feel more intensely, see more intensely, hear better, access to all information around the world. But then guess what happens? Some Lex Luthor type individual breaks the code and suddenly controls everyone, and then he has a horde of his own freaking zombie people, effectively, his own cyborgs that he's controlling.
It's not about breaking the code.
He's controlling them because of the chip that's in their brain.
But it's not about...
I'm saying that's an awesome plot for a sci-fi movie, that one.
I'm not talking... Listen, I'm not talking about some villain breaking the code and taking control.
You're talking about AI.
Of something that's supposed to be a good thing.
That's another great story, too.
Is this whole concept is actually... bottom line developed by elitist, globalist, evil people.
Yeah.
Somehow, deep down. And that's what scares me. And I'm not saying that that's what I believe. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people that believe that, and you need to do your research.
Fair play. Well,
and I'm going to keep saying that.
I think it's an important... I do think it's an important part of society or future society, that you're going to see artificial intelligence come into it, you're going to see augmented reality, and you're going to see integration of technology within human beings more and more. I mean, you know, there's examples of it already that happens, where it's happened. Whether it be, you know, I've seen people go snowboarding and they've got these goggles on, which is telling them elevation, it's telling them speed, it's telling them, you know, slickness of the snow and all this crazy, maybe not that, but it's telling them all this information, it's augmenting their reality. Now, that's a very, very early stage example of that. But, I mean, imagine if you just had a chip in your brain where you could just see, in the future, you see something on the horizon, and then you just think, how far away is that? And you focus on it, and then a little thing pops up in your eye that says 7,241 meters, depth, you know, altitude, and all this crap. Like, it would be very, very useful to have that sort of stuff accessed just immediately within your own brain. But me personally, I'm old school. I don't want any shit like that within my body unless it's an absolute requirement in the future. I don't think it will be anytime soon. I really don't. But it could well be. I mean, somebody commented here with a very, very true comment, which is 20 years ago, this is Fez Hun who comment, thank you very much, Fez. 20 years ago, FaceTime was in Enterprise movies. Pig, if someone told you 20 years ago that this will come in your lifetime, you would say it's nonsense. That's very true, mate. Like, realistically, we used to look at...
And this is the point I'm trying to
We still haven't got flying cars, though. I think that maybe Elon Musk, the douchebag, actually... quite like Elon Musk, but I think, hang on a sec, you're doing all these Tesla Roadsters, these electric cars, that's freaking great, mate. You're trying to get augmented, or whatever you're doing, symbiosis with technology and humans. Why don't you focus on making Back to the Future a reality and give us a flying DeLorean, you prick? That's what we all want. We want a hoverboard so we can skateboard down the fucking street, Elon.
Going back to the chip thing, okay, do you know why people have a massive problem with this? And you're talking about chips at the wrist, and this is already happening in terms of actually using that chip to buy and sell things. That is already happening. Did you know there's actually reference to this in the Bible? And I'm not going to turn the pig in the head into some kind of religious podcast, okay? Yeah. But bottom line, this is something called Mark of the Beast. And people probably know what I'm talking about if they're following my tracks here at all.
Go on.
And this is something where it actually says in the Bible that the devil will essentially place something in our body, or people working for the devil will place something upon our body as human beings, either in your hand or in that area or in your head, which you'll need to buy and sell things and to be a normal human being. And that is what is scaring the shit out of your fundamental Christian society out there. And there's a lot of truth to it, that reality that the Bible mentions is now coming into existence. And that this is something that we need to look at.
Fair play, mate. It's a really interesting topic you brought up there. See, this is the sort of stuff I like to talk about, Henry. This is good. This is minor conspiracy theory stuff. Do you know what I mean? This is actually tolerable.
What do you mean minor? This is major. But for me, in some ways, this is the number one biggest thing. Human eugenics. Basically, I was talking about fluorine last week. Is about depopulating the planet to the extent where it's kind of like not just depopulating it, actually lowering the IQ of your normal human being, so that the the people that actually worship the devil, etc., can then
mind control.
Go ahead.
You're talking about mind control,
of the
mate.
planet.
Yes, you're talking about mind control here. Like, you're effectively talking about somebody who can control, or not even somebody, but something that can control the hordes of human beings in the future. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, mate. I do think that that's a possibility in the future when you're talking about wearing technology or actually implanting technology. Then there's going to be all sorts of problems that throws up, all sorts of things that weren't considered. There's going to be some crazy stuff happening. It reminds me of an old episode of Red Dwarf where they, I don't know if you ever used to watch it, but they stuck this chip in the back of his neck and then they sort of used him like a remote control human to do their bad bidding, right? It's kind of like that in the future. Like, you probably will get some scenarios where that sort of stuff happens.
But I think they'll just get rid of humans. Humans will be, what's the word for it? Degenicized or whatever it is. We just be got rid of and replaced by cyborgs.
Or maybe they'll use the human body as like they'll like have a host and they'll use the human body as like their vehicle. That could absolutely be the possibility. Like this.
Yeah. I mean, for our American listeners out there, if you actually look into a recent, is it NBC? That's one of the major American broadcasters, is it not? They've actually come out with this tabloid story written by someone that's kind of like somehow well known in that scene of knowing about this type of thing, actually talking about the end of human society and the introduction to cyborg society run by the globalist ultra elites, essentially. Right, look into
loving
it.
These comments at the end of this stream here. So, Scruffulous Beast, how you doing? Comments, well, the Apple logo is a reference to Adam and Eve, the apple with the bit out of it. Kevin Tobin, yeah, or it could just be an apple with a bite out of it. Scruffulous Beast.
I never heard that.
I actually heard the other day I don't know how true this is, that Steve Jobs, when he designed the Apple logo, he got some famous graphic designer or logo designer to do it, and he just said, look, we're called Apple, I want you to design a logo. And he wasn't even allowed any revisions. This guy, and he paid him $200,000 to make him a logo, and he was not allowed any revisions. Whatever he got given, that was the logo. And that is the Apple logo that they currently use. So it's like, that's the easiest 200k anybody's ever made. So hang on, your company's called Apple. What should we lose as a fucking logo then? I mean, he got a bad deal on that one, but it is iconic. Kevin Tobin comments, just arrived. Are we talking about anal probes? We're not onto that just yet. Gungchi making people more compliant. Yeah, the Music Fiend's got a comment for you, Henry, here. He says, yeah, but Hen, that statement implied a more spiritual, metaphysical manifestation as opposed to these technological enhancements which are actually physical. So he thinks that statement in the Bible that you're referring to is actually nothing to do with technology. But I guess it's how you interpret it, though, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, this stuff scares me. I probably had too much free time on my hands recently. I've been looking into stuff, but I think it's worth talking about.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen. Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.